talk about here, I'm going to get into what I did on New Year's. I'm going to find out what happened to you. Oh, and Lewis Lane's closed. That was very sad. Now, here's the thing. We did a commercial here years ago, over 10, maybe 15 years ago. And I didn't write it, but it was a great copy done by someone who used to work here. Lewis Lane's it sounds so close to Lois Lane. So we were having a conversation, and someone said, I'm going to go to Lois Lane's. And they says, you mean I'm going to go to Lois Lane's. Oh, Lois Lane, she's a babe. Boy, I'm even screwing up that one. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. And secondly, how many bowling alleys do we have left? I mean, here's this one thing. I know over the years, and it's somehow or other, I've always been confused by this, but it seems like, why is it school buses are always the ones that get hit by a train? You ever notice that? Or churches are the first ones to burn down after midnight. Or in this case, in recent years up here, we've been losing bowling alleys left and right. What's going on there? This is and overnight. Wait, what? Someone leave a candle on and went lane 3? So anyway, Lewis Lane's, not to be confused with Lois Lane, is no longer. However, here's an idea. Again, this is just an idea. And there's two ways of looking at it. There's like the warm and fuzzy, hey, that's a great idea. I think AMF should do something about that. Remember, bowling pins and bowling lanes are made where? Of all places, Lowville. AMF, American Machine and Foundry. Those people are in a position right now to say, you know what? We're going to build you a new bowling alley. Now, is this going to happen? Probably not. In this day, maybe 30, 40 years ago it would happen. But we're in a different age altogether. What have you done for me lately? That's basically what it's all about. I mean, it would be nice to think that maybe a company like that could do it. Now, the businessman, the Kevin Fears of the world, would say, oh, yeah, great idea, Glenn. Yeah, a company's just going to give up, $3 million worth of wood and services and resources and build a... It's like, well, not a bad idea. I'm not saying build it for the guy who lost it. That's regrettable. He's going to have to deal with his insurance company. I'm talking about Mrs. Lois Lane there. But, however, I'm sure AMF owns a decent amount of property in downtown Lowville. You don't have to build it necessarily in the same site. But, knowing that you do build bowling lanes and pins, maybe it's time to build a little center. Maybe not as big as Lewis Lane's. But let's face it, if there's one place in the world where bowling still really, prospers, it's Lewis County. 755-1240. So several fires over the weekend, somewhat out of town, but one much worse than the other. And the other has taken away a lifestyle, if you will, or a leisurely game of bowling away from our friends down there in Lewis County. Perhaps, who knows, one day AMF might react to it in such a case. 755